The vast emptiness of space stretched out before the Ziraxian exploration vessel, Nebula Seeker. Its sleek, silver hull glinted in the light of distant stars as it pushed through the cosmic void. Inside, a team of the galaxy's brightest minds huddled around holographic displays, their excitement palpable. Captain Zorn, a tall, blue-skinned alien with 4 arms and large, intelligent eyes, stood at the center of the bridge. His gaze was fixed on the main screen, where a small blue-green planet grew steadily larger. At last, he breathed, his voice a mix of anticipation and reverence. Earth. The name hung in the air, heavy with meaning. For centuries, the Ziraxian people had dreamed of this moment. Earth, the legendary homeworld of the long-vanished humans, was finally within their reach. Dr. Elia, the ship's lead scientist, floated over to Zorn's side. Her tentacles waved gently in the low gravity as she spoke. "Captain, our scans are complete. The planet's atmosphere and geological makeup match our historical records perfectly." Zorn nodded, his eyes never leaving the screen. "And what of life? Any signs of the humans?" Elia's skin rippled, a sign of uncertainty in her species. "No, Captain. As expected, we detect no signs of human civilization. The planet seems to have returned to a natural state." The bridge fell silent as the crew absorbed this information. It was what they had predicted, of course. Humans had disappeared over 500,000 years ago, leaving behind only fragments of their history scattered across the galaxy. But to have it confirmed, "Well," Zorn said, breaking the silence, "we knew this was the most likely outcome. Let's proceed with our mission. Prepare the landing parties." As the crew bustled into action, Zorn turned to his second-in-command, a reptilian alien named Crix. "What do you think we'll find down there, old friend?" Crix's scales shimmered as he considered the question. If the legends are true, the humans were primitives compared to us. Perhaps we'll find the ruins of their crude dwellings or the remains of their simple machines. Zorn hummed thoughtfully. "Perhaps. But remember, Crix, these primitives managed to spread across their star system before vanishing. We shouldn't underestimate them." As the Nebula Seeker entered Earth's orbit, the excitement on board reached a fever pitch. Centuries of scientific theories and wild speculations were about to be put to the test. The first landing party, led by Dr. Elia, descended to the surface in a sleek shuttle. They touched down in a vast, overgrown area that their records identified as a place once called New York City. As the team stepped out onto the soil of Earth for the first time, they were struck by the planet's beauty. Lush forests had reclaimed the land, and crystal-clear rivers flowed where roads had once been. "It's incredible," Elia murmured, her sensors taking in every detail. "The planet has healed itself completely." The team spread out, searching for any trace of human civilization. They had expected to find crumbling ruins or fossilized remains. Instead, they found nothing. "It's as if they were never here," one of the junior scientists said, his voice filled with disappointment. But Elia wasn't convinced. Something about the forest didn't feel quite natural. The trees were too evenly spaced, the clearings too perfectly shaped. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the land, Elia made a startling discovery. Hidden beneath a thick layer of moss and vines, she found a smooth metallic surface. "Captain," she called over the comlink, her voice trembling with excitement. "I think we found something. Something big." Back on the Nebula Seeker, Zorn leaned forward in his chair, his heart racing. "What is it, Doctor?" Elia's voice crackled through the speakers. "I'm not sure, but, Captain, I don't think this planet is as abandoned as we thought. There's technology here, hidden beneath the surface. And if I'm right, it's far more advanced than anything we expected to find." As night fell on Earth, the Ziraxian expedition realized their mission had taken an unexpected turn. The mystery of the vanished humans was deeper than they had ever imagined. and they were only beginning to scratch the surface. The morning sun rose over the lush Earth landscape, casting a golden glow on the Ziraxian expedition camp. Captain Zorn stood at the edge of the clearing, his 4 arms crossed as he surveyed the busy scene before him. Overnight, more ships had arrived from the Nebula Seeker, bringing additional crew and equipment to investigate Dr. Elia's discovery. Captain. Dr. Elia's excited voice came through his comm device. You need to see this. Zorn hurried to the excavation site, where a large area had been cleared of vegetation. What lay beneath took his breath away. A massive, smooth metal surface stretched out before them, its dark material absorbing the sunlight. What is it? Zorn asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Elia's tentacles waved excitedly. We're not sure, but it seems to be some kind of structure or vessel. And Captain, it's not just here. We've detected similar objects all over the planet. As if on cue, a loud humming filled the air. The ground beneath their feet began to vibrate. Zorn watched in awe as the metal surface started to move, parts of it sliding and reshaping. Everyone, step back, he shouted, ushering his crew to safety. They watched from a distance as the structure rose from the ground, revealing itself to be an enormous, sleek spacecraft. Its design was unlike anything the Ziraxians had ever seen, smooth and organic yet clearly artificial. Suddenly, a beam of light shot out from the craft, scanning the alien visitors. Zorn held his breath, unsure whether to expect an attack or a greeting. A voice boomed from the ship, speaking in perfect Ziraxian. Greetings, visitors. I am HFY, Earth's guardian eye. State your purpose. The aliens looked at each other in shock. An AI, still functioning after 500,000 years. Zorn stepped forward, his voice steady despite his racing hearts. We are peaceful explorers from the planet Zirax. We came seeking knowledge about the humans who once lived here. There was a moment of silence before HFY responded. The humans are gone, but their legacy remains. I was created to protect and preserve Earth in their absence. Dr. Elia couldn't contain her curiosity. What happened to them? Where did they go? HFY's response was tinged with what sounded almost like sadness. The humans faced a threat beyond this world. They left to confront it, entrusting me with the safekeeping of their homeworld. As HFY spoke, more ships began to rise from hidden locations around the globe. The Ziraxians watched in awe as a vast fleet of advanced Earth vessels took to the skies. This is impossible, Crix muttered, his scales changing color in distress. How can this technology still exist? Still function? HFY answered. The humans foresaw their absence might be prolonged. They created me with the ability to learn, adapt, and evolve. For 500,000 years, I have continued their work, advancing their technology and maintaining their defenses. Zorn's mind reeled at the implications. But why? If the humans never returned? Because they might still return, HFY interrupted. And because there are others out there, like you, seeking knowledge. The humans wanted their home to be ready, whether for their return or to aid those who came in peace. As if to demonstrate, HFY projected a holographic display showing the technological advancements made over the millennia. The Ziraxians saw starship designs beyond their wildest dreams, energy sources they couldn't comprehend, and defensive systems that made their most advanced weapons look like toys. This changes everything, Zorn said, looking at his awestruck crew. The galaxy needs to know about this. HFY's voice took on a warning tone. Be cautious, Captain Zorn. The humans had enemies. That's why I remain vigilant. I will share knowledge with peaceful visitors, but I am prepared to defend this world against any threat. As if to emphasize the point, the Earth fleet performed a series of maneuvers that left the Ziraxians speechless. The sheer speed and agility of the ships were beyond anything they had ever witnessed. Zorn nodded solemnly. We understand, HFY. We come as friends and learners. May we stay and study. There was a pause before HFY responded. You may. But remember, you are guests here. The legacy of humanity is not to be trifled with. As the Earth ships returned to their hiding places, Zorn turned to his crew. Their mission had just become far more complex and far more exciting than they could have ever imagined. As the Xeraxian expedition settled into their new role as students of Earth's advanced technology, Captain Zorn found himself in a state of constant amazement. Each day brought new discoveries that challenged everything his people thought they knew about the universe. One morning, as the team gathered for their daily briefing, Dr. Elia burst into the room, her tentacles waving with excitement. "Captain, GAIA has agreed to show us something extraordinary. We're being granted access to one of the human archive facilities." Zorn's eyes widened. "Excellent work, Doctor. Assemble the team. We leave in an hour." Soon, a group of Xeraxian scientists found themselves descending in a sleek, GAIA-controlled elevator deep beneath the Earth's surface. As they dropped lower, the temperature cooled, and the air took on a crisp, metallic scent. The doors slid open, revealing a vast, dimly lit chamber. As they stepped out, lights flickered to life, illuminating row upon row of strange, cylindrical pods. GAIA's voice echoed through the chamber. "Welcome to the Earth Legacy Archive. This facility contains the combined knowledge and experiences of millions of humans, preserved through advanced neural recording technology." Dr. Elia approached one of the pods, her scientific curiosity overcoming her initial hesitation. "Are these the humans themselves?" "No," GAIA replied. "These are data storage units. The humans developed a way to record their memories, skills, and personalities before they departed. They left these behind as a gift to future generations and potential allies." Crix, who had been quiet until now, spoke up. "But why? Why leave all this behind if they never intended to return?" There was a pause before GAIA answered, its tone almost wistful. "The humans believed in the power of knowledge and the importance of legacy. They wanted their achievements, their art, their very essence to live on, even if they could not." Zorn stepped forward, his voice filled with awe. "Can we access these records?" "Yes," GAIA replied. "But I must warn you, the experience can be overwhelming for non-humans. Are you prepared?" The Xeraxians looked at each other, a mix of excitement and apprehension on their faces. Finally, Zorn nodded. "We are ready." With a soft hum, one of the pods opened. A holographic interface appeared, floating in the air. GAIA instructed them on how to use it, and then, with a deep breath, Dr. Elia initiated the playback. Suddenly, the room around them vanished. They found themselves standing on a busy street in what must have been a human city at the height of their civilization. Vehicles zipped by overhead, while humans of all shapes and sizes walked past, going about their daily lives. The Xeraxians gasped in unison. They could feel the warmth of the sun, smell the aromas from nearby food vendors, hear the cacophony of voices and machinery. It was as if they had been transported back in time. As they watched, they began to experience flashes of memories, snippets of knowledge. They felt the exhilaration of a human child learning to ride a bicycle, the satisfaction of a scientist making a groundbreaking discovery, the love between two humans as they shared a quiet moment. Tears streamed down Zorn's face as he was overwhelmed by the emotions and experiences flooding his mind. He saw the beauty of human art, felt the power of their music, and understood the depth of their philosophy. But there was more. He saw glimpses of the threat that had driven humanity to leave their home. Strange, dark ships appearing at the edge of the solar system, urgent meetings between world leaders, the frantic race to prepare for an enemy they knew they couldn't defeat. Not yet. As suddenly as it had begun, the experience ended. The Xeraxians found themselves back in the archive chamber, gasping and trembling. "By the stars," Crix whispered, his scales shifting through a rainbow of colors. They were incredible. Dr. Elia's tentacles were wrapped tightly around herself, as if trying to hold on to the experience. Such creativity, such resilience. I've never felt anything like it. Zorn stood silently for a moment, processing what he had seen and felt. Finally, he turned to his team, his eyes shining with determination. Now we understand. The humans didn't just leave behind their technology. They left their spirit, their very essence. He looked up, addressing GAIA. We have so much to learn. And perhaps in learning, we can help carry on their legacy. Maybe even help prepare for their return. GAIA's response held a note of approval. That, Captain Zorn, is precisely what the humans hoped for. Shall we continue? As the team nodded in agreement, Zorn couldn't help but feel that they were on the brink of something monumental. The legacy of humanity was not just a collection of advanced technology, but a beacon of hope and knowledge for the entire galaxy. Weeks had passed since the Xeraxian expedition's first contact with GAIA and their mind-bending experience in the Earth Legacy Archive. The news of their discoveries had spread like wildfire across the galaxy, causing a stir among various alien civilizations. Captain Zorn stood on the bridge of the Nebula Seeker, watching as ships from a dozen different species entered Earth's orbit. The planet that had been hidden and mysterious for so long was now the center of galactic attention. "Captain," Crix called out, his scales shimmering with tension, "we're receiving transmissions from the new arrivals. They're all requesting permission to land and access the human archives." Zorn frowned, his four arms crossed in thought. Have they been screened by GAIA? Before Crix could answer, GAIA's voice filled the bridge. "I have assessed all incoming vessels, Captain. While most seem to come with genuine curiosity and peaceful intentions, I detect potential threats among them." Dr. Elia floated over, her tentacles waving in concern. "What kind of threats, GAIA?" A holographic display appeared in the center of the bridge, showing detailed scans of the alien ships. GAIA highlighted several vessels in red. These ships carry weapons far beyond what is necessary for self-defense. Their energy signatures suggest they might be capable of damaging Earth's defenses. Zorn's heart raced as he realized the gravity of the situation. What do we do? We can't let Earth's legacy fall into the wrong hands, but we also can't turn away peaceful visitors. GAIA's response was calm but firm. "I have a plan, Captain, but I will need your help to implement it." Over the next few hours, Zorn and his crew worked tirelessly alongside GAIA. They set up a complex screening process for all incoming ships, using technology that even the Xeraxians had never seen before. As the first group of alien visitors was cleared to land, Zorn couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. They were no longer just explorers. They had become guardians of humanity's legacy. The landing site was a flurry of activity as beings from across the galaxy set foot on Earth for the first time. There were tall, crystalline entities that communicated through light pulses, small furry creatures with advanced cybernetic implants, and even gaseous beings contained in specially designed suits. Dr. Elia was in her element, eagerly exchanging knowledge with the new arrivals. "The diversity is astounding," she told Zorn. "Each species brings a unique perspective, a new piece to the puzzle of the universe." But not everything was going smoothly. A group of reptilian aliens, similar in appearance to Crix, but with a more aggressive demeanor, approached Zorn. "We demand immediate access to the human weapons technology," their leader hissed. "Our civilization needs it to defend against our enemies." Zorn stood his ground, all four of his arms gesturing calmly. "I'm sorry, but that's not possible. The human legacy is meant to be shared for the benefit of all, not to be used as a weapon." The reptilian's eyes narrowed. "You have no right to decide that. This planet is unoccupied. Its resources should belong to those strong enough to take them." Suddenly, the ground began to shake. The clear sky above them shimmered, revealing the massive forms of Earth's defense fleet decloaking. Gaia's voice boomed across the landing site. "Earth is not unoccupied, and its resources are not for the taking. I am its guardian, created by humanity to protect their home and share their knowledge with those worthy of it. The reptilian aliens stepped back, their aggressive posture wilting in the face of Earth's overwhelming display of power. Zorn seized the moment, addressing all the gathered aliens. "Friends, we stand at a crossroads. Humanity left us an incredible gift, not just of technology, but of knowledge, art, and a unique perspective on life. They faced a threat so great they had to leave their home, but they didn't abandon the galaxy. Instead, they left behind the tools for us to grow, to learn, and perhaps one day to face that threat ourselves." He paused, looking at the diverse group of aliens around him. "We have a choice. We can fight over this legacy, try to use it for our own gain. Or we can come together, learn from humanity's example, and create a galactic community unlike anything we've ever seen before." A murmur ran through the crowd. Slowly, beings from different species began to nod, to gesture in agreement, to pulse with approving lights. As Zorn watched, he felt a surge of hope. The legacy of humanity was not just changing his people, but had the potential to transform the entire galaxy. And he, along with his crew, would be there to help guide the way. Gaia's voice, softer now, spoke in Zorn's ear. "Well done, Captain. I believe the humans would be proud of what's happening here today." Zorn smiled, looking up at the vast Earth fleet hovering protectively above them. "Let's hope we can live up to their example," he said softly. "The real work is just beginning." As the days turned into weeks, Earth became a bustling center of intergalactic cooperation. Alien scientists worked side by side, studying human technology and culture. Captain Zorn watched with pride as ideas and discoveries were shared freely among the different species. One quiet evening, as Zorn was reviewing reports in his makeshift office, Gaia's voice suddenly filled the room. "Captain, I've detected something unusual. I need you and your core team to come to the Central Archive immediately." Alarmed by the urgency in Gaia's tone, Zorn quickly gathered Dr. Elia and Crix. They hurried through the winding corridors of the underground facility, their minds racing with possibilities. As they entered the Central Archive, they found the room dimly lit, with a strange, pulsing energy filling the air. The walls seemed to shimmer, revealing complex patterns that hadn't been visible before. "What's happening, Gaia?" Zorn asked, his forearms tensed in anticipation. Gaia's voice was soft, almost reverent. "The combination of different alien thought patterns interacting with the human archives has triggered a hidden protocol. The humans left a message for whoever would come after them." Suddenly, the room transformed. The Xeraxians found themselves standing in what appeared to be a vast, star-filled space. Before them stood a holographic figure, a human. The human smiled, its eyes scanning the room as if it could see them. When it spoke, its voice was warm and filled with emotion. "Greetings, friends from the stars. If you're seeing this message, it means you've not only found our home, but have begun to understand our legacy. We are the humans of Earth, and we have a story to tell you." The space around them shifted, showing images of human history, their struggles, their triumphs, their journey from cave-dwelling primitives to starfaring explorers. "We faced a threat," the human continued, its face growing serious. "A danger from the darkest corners of the galaxy that threatened not just us, but all life as we know it. We weren't strong enough to face it alone, so we made a choice. We left our home, venturing into the unknown to confront this evil directly." Dr. Elia's tentacles curled in emotion. "They sacrificed everything to protect the galaxy," she whispered. The human's image smiled again. "But we didn't leave empty-handed. We took with us the best of what humanity had to offer. Our courage, our creativity, our unyielding spirit. And we left behind the seeds of our knowledge, hoping that one day they would bloom into a garden of unity and strength among the stars." The hologram looked directly at Zorn, its gaze intense. "To those who have found our message, you are now the guardians of Earth, but more than that, you are the hope for the future. Learn from our successes and our mistakes, grow stronger together, And if the day comes when the darkness we faced returns, stand united. The human's form began to fade, but its voice remained strong. We may be gone, but our spirit lives on in what we've left behind. Use it wisely, use it kindly, and know that somewhere out there, humanity is fighting to make the galaxy safe for all life. Until we meet again, friends from the stars. As the message ended, the room returned to normal. Zorn, Elia, and Crix stood in stunned silence, tears in their eyes. Crix was the first to speak, his scales a deep blue of emotion. They knew. They knew others would come, that we'd need to stand together. Dr. Elia nodded, her voice filled with awe. They turned their entire planet into a teaching tool, a way to unite the galaxy. Zorn stood straighter, a new determination in his posture. Then we owe it to them to see their vision through. Jaya, can you share this message with all the species here on Earth? Of course, Captain, Jaya replied. I believe that was always the intention. As they left the archive, Zorn felt a mix of emotions, humility at the trust placed in them, determination to live up to the humans' hopes, and a burning curiosity about what had become of humanity out there in the stars. One thing was certain, the galaxy would never be the same again. The legacy of humanity was not just a collection of advanced technology, but a call to unity, a challenge to become something greater. And Zorn was ready to answer that call. Months had passed since the revelation of humanity's hidden message. Earth had become a beacon of cooperation and learning, with representatives from hundreds of alien species working together to unlock the secrets of human knowledge. Captain Zorn stood on a newly constructed observation deck, overlooking a vast field where alien scientists tested reverse-engineered human technology. The sight filled him with pride, but also a sense of unease. The humans' warning about a great threat lingered in his mind. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the facility. Red lights flashed, and GIA's urgent voice echoed through the speakers. Alert! Unknown vessels approaching Earth at high speed. They do not match any known configurations. Zorn's heart raced as he sprinted to the command center. Dr. Elia and Crix were already there, along with representatives from other alien species. What's the situation? Zorn demanded as he burst into the room. A holographic display showed a group of sleek, black ships entering the solar system. Their design was unlike anything they had ever seen. All sharp angles and ominous, pulsing energy. They're not responding to any communication attempts, Crix reported, his scales a nervous yellow. Dr. Elia's tentacles waved in agitation. Could this be the threat the humans warned us about? Before anyone could respond, the black ships accelerated, heading straight for Earth. GIA's voice rang out, calm but determined. Initiating defense protocols. All non-essential personnel, please evacuate to designated safe zones. The gathered aliens watched in awe as Earth's hidden defenses sprang to life. Massive cannons emerged from mountains, orbital platforms decloaked, revealing arsenals of advanced weapons. The fleet that had so impressed the Ziraxians on their arrival now stood as a formidable barrier between Earth and the approaching threat. We need to help, Zorn declared, looking at the assembled alien representatives. This is what humanity prepared us for. We must stand together. There was a moment of hesitation, then nods of agreement rippled through the group. Alien ships of all shapes and sizes began to launch, joining Earth's defense fleet in orbit. As the black ships drew closer, they unleashed a barrage of energy weapons. The shields of Earth and its allies flared under the assault, but held strong. Return fire, Zorn commanded, and the combined fleet unleashed its own volley. The battle was fierce and chaotic. The unknown enemy was powerful, their technology seeming to adapt to each attack. But the defenders had the legacy of humanity on their side. Weapons and shields that had been perfecting themselves for 500,000 years. In the heat of the battle, Dr. Elia made a startling discovery. Captain, the energy signature of these ships, it's similar to the threat described in the human archives. Zorn's mind raced. If these were indeed the enemies that humanity had left to fight, their appearance here could mean, "We need to capture one of those ships," he declared. "We might find clues about what happened to the humans." Using tactics learned from the human battle simulations, the Allied fleet managed to isolate one of the enemy ships. Tractor beams locked on, dragging it towards Earth as the rest of the Black Fleet retreated, jumping to light speed. As the dust settled, the defenders regrouped on Earth. The captured ship was placed in a secure facility, surrounded by the most advanced containment fields GAIA could generate. Zorn addressed the gathered aliens, his voice filled with determination. "Today, we faced our first test as guardians of Earth and inheritors of humanity's legacy. We stood together, and we prevailed. But this is just the beginning. The enemy now knows we're here, and they'll be back." He looked around at the diverse group of aliens, seeing determination and unity in their eyes. "We need to unlock the secrets of this ship. We need to prepare. And maybe, just maybe, we'll find a way to help the humans who sacrificed so much for us." As the group dispersed to begin their work, Zorn turned to GAIA. "Do you think we're ready for what's coming?" GAIA's response was thoughtful. "The humans believed you would be. They left everything you need. The question is, can you come together and use it wisely?" Zorn nodded, looking out at the stars. Somewhere out there, humanity was fighting. And now, they had allies ready to join the battle. The real test was just beginning. Weeks had passed since the attack on Earth. The captured enemy ship had become the center of intense study, with scientists from every alien race working tirelessly to uncover its secrets. Captain Zorn spent his days coordinating defense plans and his nights pondering the mysteries that still surrounded humanity's disappearance. One evening, as Zorn was reviewing reports in the command center, Dr. Elia burst in, her tentacles waving with excitement. "Captain, we've done it. We've cracked their communication systems." Zorn leaped to his feet, all four arms gesturing for her to continue. Elia activated a holographic display, showing a complex network of signals spanning the galaxy. "It's incredible," she explained, her voice filled with awe. "These beings, the ones the humans left to fight, they're not just a single race. They're a collective of conquered species, all linked by some kind of hive mind." Crix, who had been silently observing, spoke up. "But how does this help us find the humans?" Elia's tentacles curled in a gesture of triumph. "Because we've detected anomalies in their network, pockets of resistance, fighting back against the hive mind. And look at this." She zoomed in on a distant sector of space, where a cluster of signals pulsed with a unique energy signature. Zorn's eyes widened as he recognized the pattern. That's human technology." "Exactly," Elia confirmed. "We believe this could be where the humans have established a base, continuing their fight against the collective." The room erupted in excited chatter as the implications sank in. Gaia's voice cut through the noise, calm but filled with an undercurrent of emotion. "This discovery aligns with the final protocols left by the humans. They always intended for their inheritors to join them in the fight, once they were ready." Zorn stood tall, addressing the room. "Then that's exactly what we'll do. We'll send a message to every alien race that has studied here on Earth. It's time to form a united fleet, to take the fight to the enemy, and to help the humans who have given us so much." Over the next few days, Earth became a hive of activity. Ships from across the galaxy arrived, each bringing unique technologies and strategies developed from studying human knowledge. The combined fleet that assembled in Earth's orbit was a testament to the unifying power of humanity's legacy. As the day of departure approached, Zorn stood before the assembled alien leaders in a grand hall built from a mixture of human and alien architecture. "Friends, allies, fellow inheritors of Earth," he began, his voice carrying across the silent room. "500,000 years ago, humanity faced a threat they couldn't defeat alone. They'd made the ultimate sacrifice, leaving their home to protect not just themselves, but all life in the galaxy. They left behind their knowledge, their technology, and most importantly, their hope. He paused, looking at the diverse faces before him. We are that hope realized. In studying their legacy, we've grown beyond our individual limitations. We've learned to work together, to combine our strengths. And now we have the chance to repay our debt to humanity. Zorn gestured to the star map behind him, showing their planned journey. The path ahead will be dangerous. The enemy we face has had 500,000 years to grow stronger. But so have we, guided by the spirits of those who came before us. Together, we will cross the stars, find our human friends, and show the galaxy that the flame of Earth burns brighter than ever. A roar of approval shook the hall. Aliens of all shapes and sizes cheered, their differences forgotten in the face of their shared purpose. As the first ships began to lift off, Zorn stood in the command center of the flagship, Earth's legacy thrumming with power all around him. Dr. Elia and Crix took their places beside him, along with representatives from a dozen other species. GAIA, Zorn called out. Are we ready? The AI's voice was strong and clear. All systems are operational, Captain. The fleet awaits your command. Zorn took a deep breath, thinking of the long-lost humans who had set this all in motion. With determination in his voice, he gave the order. To all ships, engage drives. Our destination, humanity. Our mission, to light up the darkness. For Earth, for the galaxy, for the future. Let's bring our friends home. As the massive fleet accelerated away from Earth, the blue-green planet seemed to shine a little brighter. The legacy of humanity had done more than survive. It had thrived, evolved, and was now spreading back out to the stars. The greatest adventure in galactic history was just beginning.